All right, welcome to Education Design 2.0. I am Yolanda Kol, educator based here in Los Angeles. I am an annual attendee of SCALE and presenter mentor on the Next Generation track here. Always honored to be a part of this outstanding community and happy to witness it grow from LAX Hilton to the Pasadena Convention Center. So access to broadband technology has become a legitimate concern and human right in education as academic standards shift from the implementation of the Common Core state standards and technology continues to evolve in the 21st century educational landscape. We can put to rest the question of whether we should integrate technology and rather focus on how we can effectively integrate technology so that our students can practice academic skills to think critically about abstract concepts with hands-on experience in order to make learning relevant and authentic, preparing the next generation for both college as well as career. So, let's see. The technological evolution has transformed how teachers deliver instruction and how students learn, with a multitude of veteran teachers as digital immigrants and students as digital natives to learn content and acquire knowledge at their fingertips, not as we used to acquire knowledge in 1980. So now they acquire knowledge on their smartphones through MOOCs or YouTube, for example, and education reform must reflect the evolving societal changes that include the ubiquity of technology across all industry sectors in order to sustain student engagement in the classroom and the value of education in general. So despite its widespread availability, technology isn't as prevalently integrated into the K-12 curriculum in public schools, oftentimes due to the lack of infrastructure, even here in Los Angeles, hardware or lack of training in curriculum development on tech integration. And in this talk, I will discuss a lesson design that I have implemented at the secondary school level, and it has achieved success in engaging students as active learners, as critical thinkers, and problem solvers in the 21st century classroom. So my professional background in education includes teaching English, literature, graphics, and college counseling. So in the amalgamation of the three skill sets, I devised a career exploration unit organized into 4 parts in alignment with the project-based learning model. So with the guiding question of career exploration and career direction, the 4 parts comprise of the research, the 3D design phase, the presentation, and reflection phases. So the lesson design included open source software, particularly WordPress and Tinkercad, to visualize concepts and to utilizing the network of networks, the internet, to run the open source software and to research and discover a prospective career synthesizing the up-to-date information as opposed to outdated textbooks, and WordPress to present their respective findings and creative products to a public audience. So at this moment, I would like to share with you the class website. So our class website is digitalclass.info, and so as you can see, there's a list of the students in the class, and they all utilize WordPress to document and showcase the academic works and projects that they're currently working on. So I'll click on Jason here. This was the last post of the semester. So here you see he documents his work. He chose a topic that student's choice on online privacy, and he came up with on the surface and under the surface questions. So these are student-generated questions, so to have them start thinking about critical thinking on their own instead of the teacher providing the questions. So he came up with on the surface and under the surface questions and some visual metaphor examples that relate to his topic of online security and the the lack of online security that we have in the digital age. They also reflect on projects that they complete in the class, and this was an experimentation with Tinkercad, and WordPress serves as an essential blogging platform for all the students in the class to utilize as a sort of portfolio to showcase their academic works and their projects. So as a teacher, I like to use WordPress and Tinkercad because, one, it's open source and it's web-based, and it also allows for differentiation or differentiated learning. So it really helps with students who are shy, and it's a platform for open communication, as well as for EL students. And given the high number of EL students in Los Angeles, it is a platform for working with English language skills. And it also enforces accountability, so students are subject to peer review as well as to public review on the internet. And it makes grading a lot easier. So going into the 3D design, let's see. I'll just go. So this is Leia's website, and she wants to be a blood spatter analyst in the field of forensics. So in here, for the research portion of it, she researched using the internet, the position, the setting, the job description, the median salary, duties and responsibilities, qualifications, and the reason why she wants to go into this field. And here's her 3D design using Tinkercad. Yeah, they visualize their future career setting, and yes, to have them start thinking about what they would like to pursue in the future. So let's see another project. So the student would like to be a neurologist who works in a hospital or a lab. And he designed his future career setting, and there he is. That's supposed to be an MRI machine, but the person is not in the correct position. Okay. So Tinkercad is an incredible user-friendly design tool that provides a great introduction to the design process, as well as an introduction to engineering, requiring the application of the 21st century skill, particularly of creativity, generating original ideas, risk-taking, building, persistence in the students, in the process of creating a prototype and testing it and revising it, and engaging in the process of iteration to achieve a design that can be actually printed on the 3D printer. So we tested it on the 3D printer. Some of the designs in it come out that strong or stable, so the students went back, fixed their designs, and they fixed it until it actually came out great. So based on 100% student engagement with No Child Left Behind, or now it's Every Child Succeeds, they created proficient 3D designs from with limited, very limited hands-on experience with technology, aside from their mobile devices, as well as self-reported insight into their future career pathway. So overall, the lesson proved to be effective. And with the Every Child Succeeds Act that was passed in December of 2015, it replaced the No Child Left Behind, and it emphasized the improvement since 2008. President Obama emphasized the improvement with the increase in graduation rate and decrease in dropout rates, particularly among minorities and low-income and students with disabilities. And what the Every Child Succeeds Act allows us for states to make reforms and improvements, interventions based on state-by-state evidence. And it also got over 20 million students connected to the internet, which is a great thing. So now, what made the integrated design effective? With the momentum of a paradigm shift in 21st century education, the effectiveness can be attributed to these elements. Technology as a tool. Technology enhances teaching. It does not replace a great teacher. Kids don't typically learn from people they don't like. So I aim for the R in the SAMR, model of tech integration, SAMR representing substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. And technology, when implemented at the redefinition level, as implied, redefines the teaching and learning processes, and it allows the students to further explore abstract or distant concepts with innovative technologies, and hence it's a portal to new possibilities in visualizing a respective prospective career setting with a 3D design. It would be even more incredible if the students not only had the chance to visualize, but in actuality had the opportunity to visit future career settings, particularly in tech-related fields. So if anyone is interested in hosting or inspiring the next generation, please come see me after the talk. It would be a great opportunity for the students to not only visualize, but actually get to visit some of these future career settings. And also, with individualized learning, the content offered them rigorous and relevant content that supports not only curricular goals, but the students' goals with individualized learning. The lesson involved active engagement with the content, with their peers, and with the teachers as the facilitator of the learning process, with the student truly as the active participant in their own education. So the students were intellectually challenged, developing meaningful, self-reflective, and goal-oriented experiences that rely on personal interest and innate curiosity. Learning is not something that just happens to them, but rather they are actually involved in the creation of learning activities. And lastly, the experimental content provides opportunities to develop the vital 21st century skills, such as adaptive thinking and experience with media literacies, not limited to just social media, interaction with the collaborative community, both online and offline. With hands-on, experiential, and individualized learning, we can provide the educational opportunities for students to develop these vital skills of interdisciplinary skills, transferable skills, soft skills, applied skills, in addition to the academic skills, in order to prepare the next generation for the jobs that will emerge, or for the jobs of tomorrow. So open source software with Tinkercad, with WordPress, creates wondrous opportunities in education, and we can apply the use of open source software across the disciplines with WordPress, for example, in an English class to post multimedia journals to analyze works of literature, or Tinkercad to visualize mathematical concepts, or improves by designing sculptures, or in engineering to build a robot. So with the advent and ever-advancing power of technology, it is ever more urgent to provide the opportunities for the next generation to be innovators and technologists, problem solvers, from being strictly content consumers to content creators and independent thinkers, and eventually for them to be lifelong learners. So that is it. Thank you for your time, and thank you immensely to the Scale community for supporting the youth with the Next Generation track. And I know firsthand experience attending Scale that education is far behind compared to the tech industry. And if anyone is interested in helping to transform public education by providing mentors or being a guest speaker or giving a tour of a work facility, providing hardware or recommending open source software, or working with teachers to integrate any of these resources, then please reach out. Thank you. Any questions? Well, I use WordPress for our class website, but the students they sign up, they register for a free account, and they use it as a strictly blogging platform. I start them off with basic functions in terms of like Tinkercad and WordPress. I demonstrate what they need to do for the basic functions, but after that, they're pretty much self-directed, and they also help each other out. So I always tell them, ask the person to the right and left of you. This is a community of learners, and if you do in fact have questions after that, then address it with me. But I try to let them just kind of explore on their own. Okay. Well, in terms of the project for like the 3D design, I divided it into 4 parts, and I guide them through the 4 parts. So we work on it together, and I give them a time frame, but they can jump from one part of the section to another part, yeah, they work well at their own pace, and I allow them that time frame to work on at their own pace. Okay. Yeah. So because my role in the classroom is more of a facilitator, so as they're working on their projects, I walk around and I interact with every single individual in the classroom. So that's how I kind of keep them on track and never sitting down in the classroom and just working with each one of them and addressing any of the needs or concerns that the individual has. Group projects, in terms of differentiation, since I get to know the students and then I group them in terms of their ability level, and I have an interesting class because it's 9th through 12th grade, and so what I usually do is I have some of the lower classmen pair with the upperclassmen, and also by abilities. Okay, so I also teach English, and so for English, what we're doing is we're using Google Drive for a lot of our projects. So when the students are in class and they're working on a group project, they use Google Docs so that one person is typing and everybody can see it and they can all modify it together. And also everything that they do right now in terms of integration is through Google Drive because everybody has a Gmail account and it makes it seamless in terms of communicating with me and communicating with their peers inside of school as well as outside of school. Yes. Um, so for yeah for I do in fact have students with IEP and 504, and the website really helps them because I put a lot of direction up on the website, and so when they're working independently, they refer to whatever section that they need to refer to in terms of direction. And also I communicate with them, and if it's necessary to provide them with other resources, handouts, I provide that. And also with group projects, I group them with someone who can provide them with that extra assistance in terms of their area of need. Oh, yes. So at the beginning of the year, I have the parents' descriptive contract in terms of their work is going to be public, it's going to be shared with the public, and I haven't had any resistance yet. Yes. For in terms of oh, um, well, mentoring the students at our school site or just in general? Oh. Hmm. Okay, go ahead. Thank you. Yeah, our school site is very limited in terms of technology. We don't have a technology program at all. So this is the technology that I bring to the school site, and if teachers do in fact have tech-related questions, they actually come to me. Yes. So, but we do have access to the community college. We are located on a community college campus, so the students also access the tech department there. Um, so our campus is really interesting because it's considered a middle college. So the classes that we offer at the high school level, it's just it's core classes. So math, English, science. The technology class comes in this form here, and if they want to take any arts program or music, they take it at the community college. And so for the entire 4 years, they're taking both the high school as well as community college classes and have the option of graduating with both a high school diploma as well as an AA degree. So we do a curriculum that's split between the high school and the college. It's Harbor College, yes, located in the South Bay. Yes. It's open source, and it's very user-friendly. I found that integrating it into the classroom, students pick it up really quickly, especially because these students have very limited tech skills, so it's a good introductory program for them. Um, well, I'm always looking for new open source software to integrate. And also, I use Code Academy for introduction to programming. Okay. Is that it? One more question? FreeCAD. FreeCAD. Thank you. Great, thank you. All right, thank you for coming.